Welcome back to JK Out of the Closet. Today we're talking about a life-changing moment for Bart. This is part 5 of his life-changing moments. And today we're talking about Bart becoming a father.
Yay!
Daddy.
So this is our last and final episode of this Out of the Closet series. We're gonna do it on everyone else.
With you. It's the last one with you.
With me.
And we're going to continue with everybody else.
So let us know in the comments below who you guys want to see next.
Last one with you. We're gonna continue with everybody else.
Everybody else is gonna.
Everybody else. We're going to have Nick do 5 of these in a row.
They're gonna be 5 minutes long each.
And if you like these more in-depth type of videos, let us know in the comments below too. We'll do more of them. But yeah, so one of the most biggest moments in my life is becoming a dad. One of my friends told me, I was like, what is it like being a dad, or like that moment that you become a father? And he told me, if you've never felt love at first sight, he goes, you'll feel that. And I was like, okay. So I was just kind of like waiting for that moment. And so literally the moment that Taika came out of Gio's pussy,
Yeah.
and that fool was like in the doctor's hands, it's the most ugliest thing you've ever seen, because the pussy squishes the head, so the head's all cone shaped. You got fucking placenta and fucking like
Pussy marks.
Pussy marks. You know, like when you crack open a crab head, you got white. And, you got that all that fucking seafood gunk all over. But despite all of that, you just fall in love immediately, and you're like, oh my god, you're mine. That's crazy. So they do that whole like golden hour thing, right, where you're supposed to have skin on skin contact. So they take Taika, put it on her, and I'm like, fuck that, me too. So I took off my shirt in the hospital, and I went and I hugged both of them. And like from that moment on, I was like, damn, I don't think I give a fuck about myself anymore.
There was that one comic that was talking about how, like, when you have a boy, he's like, oh, I fucking love you. You know, and then the second, if you have a daughter, though, it's like, I'll fucking kill everybody for you. And then the love for a daughter, it's crazier.
It's even crazier? Holy shit. Yeah, for me it was,
You don't even love Taika that much, is what he
Yeah.
So you thought you did.
Yeah. When you thought you did, just wait.
It's 2024. Taika could end up being Taikesica,
Oh, that's true.
and then I might love her more.
That's so true.
That's
That's a good.
I think Taika is also a girl name.
Can be interchangeable.
Maybe.
Taikeezy.
All names could be girl names, Anthony.
Yeah.
Including Bob.
Wow.
And Richard.
Remember how we're not supposed to derail these too much?
Your mic's
Can we
open.
just bring it back to the focus here?
We do a little bit. He's
So
a little bit.
Taikesica.
Yeah.
He comes out smelling like pussy. Take it away.
No, so like, you know how I was saying like the first part of my life, I felt like I was living my life for someone else? And then for JK, we started in 2007, and Taika was born in 2017. For like a good 10 years, I felt like I really lived life for myself. Every decision I made was for me, and it was fucking awesome. And it's crazy that now I feel like I'm living my life for someone else again, but it feels really good because it's voluntary and you want to. And it almost feels like anything that you've ever done in the past, all your struggles or any of your achievements, it's meant so that you can pass it on, and then they can actually like benefit from it.
Yeah, it's deep as hell.
Was Taika intentional?
Yeah.
Like you guys were working on it. Like there was the whole like tracking ovulations. Like how much time did it take?
We didn't have to do that yet, because I don't think I had low T. I don't think I had low T at that time. I think low T came later. I think that we were pretty intentional, like when we wanted to actually start trying, and then when we started trying, it was like 3 weeks.
So Gio was like, hey baby, no anal today. And you're like, oh.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how adults do it.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was like 3 weeks. Got the pregnancy thing. Like, oh shit.
What was like your reaction when you found out it was a boy?
Thank fucking God. I don't know what to do with a daughter. I was like, yes, yes. Because I feel like I'm already a fucktard, right? Growing up, like, my normal isn't other people's normal. I'm fucking I make stupid ass fucking decisions.
That's how you got fucked hard. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like, if I have a daughter, I'm not the right person to raise a daughter. I don't know what the fuck to do. But then if you have a rascal, at the end of the day, I think it's easy for two rascals to figure it out. Be like, oh, you know what, fuck it. Like, well, let's go to move to fucking Tennessee in the woods or some shit, and we'll be rascals together.
It's like you have a car and you know how to fix it. Whereas
That's a better example.
I think, yeah.
I like the rascals. Do more rascals.
Yeah, so I was really happy. And the moment that we found out she was pregnant, you get as much happiness as you do fear, because you're also like, fuck, I hope I don't fuck this up. What does this mean? Like, I know my whole life's about to be changed. My time isn't my time anymore. I can't just do anything I want. So it's like as much excitement and happiness as fear.
Did you and Gio have like talks, or did she go through any like loss of self-identity type moments or anything like that?
Oh, for sure. I think like because the baby's in the mom's body, her identity is a mom, you know? Like, I think as dads, we're like, there's nothing much changes.
You're a sperm donor.
Exactly. You're a sperm donor that decided to stick around. Moms have the baby, and then everything's so focused on having a healthy pregnancy. When the baby comes out and the baby starts to become its own thing, moms kind of go like, oh shit, dude, I'm not pregnant anymore. Do I go back to, what am I? Do I go back, or am I now moving forward a different thing? So there's for sure like about a year or two where she was trying to like.
Did she go through postpartum?
I don't know if she did, but it's highly possible that she did. She definitely went through some sort of like, what am I? Who am I? Like, what am I supposed to do?
Postpartum.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's postpartum?
Could be. I mean, we don't know. But
Yeah, could be.
I just think it's good. It happens to basically everybody in some way,
Yeah.
and I think it's always good to talk about that.
Happens to men too, in certain ways.
I feel like I mean, even if you fucking had your leg in a cast, right? And then now you're a cast boy for fucking, you get, come in free to Dave & Buster's, a cast boy. And then the minute, like, you fucking take your cast off.
That's a good promotion for
Does Dave & Buster's have entry fee?
And then now you gotta
that.
take your cast off, and they're like, all right, $20. You're like, I gotta pay now? What the fuck? Who am I? Earlier.
Good analogy.
Yeah, I feel like any type of big identity change.
Yeah.
When Taika popped out, were you guys like, let's make another one? Or were you like, oh, that was a lot of fucking work, I don't know.
No, the first 9 months, because I'm like waking up with Gio and all that stuff, like, I'm like, I don't know how people have more than one. This is crazy. Like, people got 4 or 5 kids. This is fucking insane. And then once you have like a schedule, which for us took 9 months. Some kids, they come out, sleep 12 hours. Took Taika like 9 months to start sleeping on his own and like go to sleep at night and wake up in the morning. I was like, oh, I could see us having another one. Now you kind of get like, I think your biology gives you this amnesia so that you can.
Oh.
But for us, it was like, Taika was born still like pretty full-fledged like JK and barbell and stuff, so it was just kind of like, we were like, dude, how are we gonna even squeeze time to have another one in this crazy schedule? And it's not like we had like any family that was really helping. Like, we don't have like a live-in mom or dad or whatever, you know. We're kind of doing it all on our own. And then fucking COVID hit, so you know, when COVID hit, Taika was like 3. So he wasn't old enough to go to school yet. And at that time, the ones that were the most at risk were grandparents. So we told Gio's mom, like, stay the fuck away. We're fucking quarantining or whatever. But we still had to do all the stuff that we had to do. So we would just both wake up at 4 a.m. to work until 7 until he wakes up. Then we stay with him. And then we take turns kind of like working and stuff. So it was like really, really, really hard. So it took So I think like it ended up being like, you know what, like with our life, it just wouldn't be fair to him if we brought in another guy or girl, because then we already feel like we don't give him enough time.
If you could turn back the dial and had control over like time, would you have made any choice to either like have Taika like later or earlier?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm scared. I would say, I would like to say earlier, because then it's nice to have like my boss in the military, he's only maybe like 3 or 4 years older than me, and his youngest kid is going to college now.
Whoa.
So he is
Shit.
like about to be, I don't know, 43 or 44.
He got started.
He has his full life back.
Wow.
His full life back. He has 4 kids. They're all about to go to college. So it's him and his wife. They go on date nights. Like, he doesn't have to worry about a fucking dependent anymore, you know? Whereas I'm just getting started. So I would say that, but then also if I did have it Taika younger, for sure I would pass on all the same trauma. I would beat the fuck out of him. Like, I don't know how to control myself.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? Imagine if I was 27, like when I was like 27, 28, or even 33 even, when me and Gio had fights, I was still punching holes in walls and fucking throwing remote controls across the room and shit, or storming off and slamming doors. I don't want him to witness any of that stuff. So he has never witnessed any of that stuff that I witnessed with my parents or me and Gio, you know?
Whoa.
Like if I were to go like get fucking pissed and slam a door, now it'd probably be the first time him ever even witnessing.
Wow, that's great.
Is that because you just had beaded doors?
Yeah, we put like styrofoam patties.
the beat
You can't even hear it.
He hears rustling.
It's like cabinets where you slam them and they just go like this.
Oh, yeah. They all have shock absorbers. Yeah, he has never witnessed any of that trauma. So like that's the kind of give or take where it would be nice, but then he would for sure have witnessed like a way more immature, emotional version of myself.
I've never seen you raise your voice.
That's because you don't know how to push my buttons the way bitches do.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't yell at fellow men.
So getting into a little bit of the, like the systems of having a kid, right? Like you mentioned to me before that everything you've ever done or ever did is super worth it based on how you can pass it on to your kid or how you can give that to your kid.
Yeah.
Can you explain that a little bit for people?
Yeah, so like you realize like what you're proud of now is kind of at the mercy of your kid, which is like good and bad. So like I'm proud of being in the military. I think it's one of the things that made me and it's made me who I am, and I feel like it's something that's really tough that I accomplished. But all it takes is for Taika to see like I have like a rotten fungus toe on my left foot, for him to go, ugh, I'm never joining the military. I'm like, it's actually really good for you. So it's like you could take whatever, if you had like your own personal shrine, right?
Yeah.
Like let's say, oh fuck, I fucking won American Idol or whatever. You did all this crazy shit. All it takes is this little kid to come in there like whack, 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 whack. All that shit sucks. So that's your kid, and then you're like, fuck. Yeah. Like, why the fuck did I win American Idol? He doesn't give a fuck about it. But it's the things that you did accomplish that he cares about. You care about so much more. So like me, I never would have thought that I was glad I got kicked out of school, but I was glad because I was able to actually relate to him and then talk him through and then let him know that like, sometimes not all teachers, there's a lot of adults out there and yes, you're supposed to respect authority, but not all of them are good people. And like to be able to be really real with them, it was cool that like I was able, like some of the stuff that I was ashamed about, I'm glad it happened so that it could benefit him. And then other things that are kind of like even in like a writer's room, right? Like you have to be able to kill your own baby, like nothing's sacred. It's kind of cool that he shit on me being a Marine because it's like, cool, that doesn't matter to him. And he's going to make his own choices one day. And it's just cool that I get to kind of like very honestly give everything that I've done, and he picks and chooses what he gets to utilize.
What's something you see in him that you're like, that's me, and something you see in him and you go, that's Gio?
So he's a fun-loving rascal. That's me for sure. Like he loves to have a good time and he loves to fuck around.
And he's half Mexican. That's Gio.
And he has an attitude problem, and that's Gio.
Love that.
Do you guys ever see relatives in Taika?
Not my side, because my side's so weird. Like my mom and my dad are both so fucking weird.
That should stand out, huh?
Yeah, so like he's not super religious or anything. He doesn't see fortune tellers.
Not yet.
Yeah, but yeah, I see mainly me and Gio.
What do you think is like the biggest thing that changed, like that you didn't expect when becoming a father?
This might sound, But I remember having 3 dogs and going and telling Gio, like, what if I don't like our kid as much as our dogs? And then Gio was like, are you fucking stupid? I was like, well, these things are covered in fur, so you love them like crazy. And I'm like, this guy's gonna have 0 fur. And
It's starting to sound real
it's a good point.
Pet him all day.
Never thought of it that way.
Gotta
Actually.
wait for the hair to grow out.
But the minute you bring him home, you're like, you fucking flea bags, get the fuck out of here. You guys are dirty as fuck. You lick your own ass. I just didn't realize how deeply in love I would be with something that doesn't even reciprocate it one bit. You know, because they don't really love you until they're older. It's just the first couple months, you're just like, they're just become like such a sacred thing that you'll kill anybody for or anything. And I didn't realize that I can feel so deeply like in a second.
Was there ever a moment that you felt like inadequate through your, I guess, fatherly experience?
I guess I wish I was better at all the things he likes.
Like what? Like basketball? Like Fortnite?
Like basketball. I wish I was better at basketball. I'm not very good at basketball because he'll be like,
There's a viral video that looks like you're good at it.
oh, that video?
Bro, that video's so funny.
Dude, you know what's crazy? That video has a name. I forgot what is it called. Is it called Diddy Basketball or No Diddy
Oh
or something?
yeah.
And then Taika would tell him like, hey, did you know that we're in a video called like Diddy Basketball? I'm like, yeah, it's not meant to be like that, bro. Yeah, I wish I was better at like all the things he likes. I wish I was better at basketball, because then he'll be like, because I give him. All kids, I feel like they have Asperger's. They're very like literal. Yeah. So I'm like, I want to be in the NBA one day. I'm like, yeah, if you work hard, like you be like Kobe. He does 1,000 shots before a game, 1,000 shots after a game. You can go anywhere you want. And then he goes, how come you're not in the NBA? And I was like, well, I didn't do my 1,000 shots. He goes, why don't you do your 1,000 shots? He's like, why don't you start shooting right now? I'm like, well, there's this thing called like a time limit. I'm a little bit too old. And he goes, but you said you could be anything you want. And I was like, fucking shit.
This kid's a hater, dude. Stone cold hater.
And he's just asking innocent questions,
Yeah.
because they're just so like literal with everything.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Maybe if you were really good at it, he wouldn't be as interested.
That happened. I mean, like Jordan's kid sucks. LeBron James' kid kind of sucks ass too.
Did you have ideas and expectations about fatherhood before becoming an actual father, and then once you were, you're like, oh, I was so wrong?
There was one that my dad told me where he would be like, once you become a dad, you'll understand everything that I did. And I was like, oh shit, okay. And I remember having a kid and then going like, I still don't understand.
Maybe a couple
But I understand why you did it, because you had less tools than I do. But it wasn't, the way he painted it was like, you turn the light switch on, like boom, you're gonna get everything. And I remember having a kid and then like going through the moments with them and then going like, yeah, I don't understand.
Did it make you go like, kind of like, you stupid dog? Like, or like, did it?
Yeah, it was like it's like looking back and watching like people riding the bikes where they have one big ass wheel in the front and one small ass one.
Penny
like,
farthing?
Yeah, like why the fuck you
Yeah,
design it
it's
like
whack.
that? It's like
British people are whack as fuck.
yeah, it's like looking back at that where I'm like, damn, so I did this and that's what you did? That was your response? You felt like that was supposed to help me? Like my mom like trying to exercise me to get the demons out, versus just like talking to me and like trying to learn who I am and seeing why I'm not doing good in school. And I found this binder with like all the awards I got as a kid. Every year I got either most humorous or like most talkative or something. I'm like, just looking at that, or most improved, and it's like, you could go, oh shit, maybe this kid likes fucking around. What are some things you could fuck? But I don't think fucking around is in the Asian language that much.
At home, you're just most likely to be possessed.
Yeah.
In closing, you've mentioned before that having Taika, it sort of becomes a measuring stick of how you want to live the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You want to tell people how that works?
Yeah. So, kind of like how I said, like everything that you've done, you kind of like, you just put out the vulnerably, and then it's up to him to go like, oh, I like this or I don't like this. So now, like every single other thing that we do, like I honestly don't give a fuck about Mount Rushmore. but he really cares about it. So we're trying to plan like we're trying to.
He's gonna be so disappointed.
It'll look big to him though. He's still a kid.
We're trying to plan like a spring break, you know, where he gets
Yeah.
to see it. So I feel like now the rest of my life, we're trying to like create things that we feel like will be beneficial to him and kind of support him for who he is. Versus like I think the way we were raised, it's like if our dad had a wise idea, everyone's just jumping along. You know, I don't think they ever planned vacations or anything around what we liked. It was just like, I want to
Yep.
go to fucking Yosemite. We're going to Yosemite.
Yeah.
But now it's like, oh, like I know he has certain things that he likes. Like I'm like, oh, he really likes basketball. I was even looking up like the, you know, like Nike basketball camps over the summer. Like I'm trying to like nurture him and his life and really like kind of pour into the things that he's into. So that the rest of our life is kind of like the measuring stick of if it's good enough or how we can help him get better. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Bart.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for not making fun of me and being a loser and gay.
That's the next video.
Yeah.
Next video, yeah, we're going in.